From Mother Earth to cutter to her hand. Fully traceable, blockchain-backed, unparalleled transparency. And here's what makes it matter even more. These diamonds do more than just sparkle. They support schools, jobs, clean water. They honor the communities they come from. This isn't just how we do diamonds, it's how we've done business since 1969. With purpose, with pride, and with people at the heart of it all. Single source natural diamonds. One origin, one promise, only at J.R. Dunn Jewelers. J.R. Dunn. Family owned and operated since 1969.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Life changes dramatically for a family facing mental illness. In my family's case, I've learned that the voices are real. They're as real as you are to me. I've learned that trying to convince someone that they're not real is just a waste of time. They are real. Over 13 million people live with a serious mental illness like schizophrenia, major depression, or bipolar disease, and the impact on America is devastating. RideToAwareness.org is a 3,000-mile bicycle ride across the United States to raise awareness and funds for those suffering from mental illnesses. So why do the Ride to Awareness? Because there's organizations out there to help. Organizations that provide support groups, advocacy, help to those families that need it most. Help us reduce the stigma for those who suffer from mental illness. Donate, sponsor, join the ride. Visit RideToAwareness.org. That's RideToAwareness.org. We need your support. Join our ride and donate generously. Together, we can make a difference.
Number one on your car radio preset hand, the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
One-0 pitch. Stowers cracks that one out to center and deep. Siri is back. He looks up and it's gone. The Marlins waste no time. Kyle Stowers with a two-run shot, and they take a 2-0 lead in the first.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
2-1. That kicks away from Rodriguez. Hill breaks for the plate. There will be no throw. And on a wild pitch, the Marlins walk it off again. 1-2. Conine lifts out to left field. Tommy Pham working back to the warning track. So is Sawinski. They look up and it's gone. Griffin Conine to left center. And we're tied at 2 in the 7th.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
All right, nice job, Ahmed. Welcome live inside Lone Depot Park in Miami. 88 degrees outside. It feels like 90, but the roof is closed, and I'm internally grateful for the air conditioning. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Game 45 of 162, a rubber match on the line for all the Oranges. It's the finale of the Citrus Series. Marlins snatch game 1. Rays rallied to respond in game 2. And now Miami looks to win a series against the Rays for the first time since 2018. We're pumped to bring you game 3 of a 3-game interleague set between the 21 and 24 Tampa Bay Rays and your 17 and 27 Miami Marlins. Cal Quantrill gets the ball for Clayton McCullough's Marlins, making his 9th start of the season and his 5th career start against Tampa Bay. Shane Baz, 25-year-old right-hander, has yet to find his footing this season. He will settle in to start number 9. First pitch slated for 1:40 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Welcome in here. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Sunday afternoon. This is Marlins on Deck. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, and Craig Minervini. We're going the distance here this afternoon. We got an awesome show for you ahead. We'll first hear from Valente Belloso. First time we've heard from him since going from a starter to the bullpen. Brandon Mann spoke this afternoon as well, Marlins bullpen coach. We'll get you a couple bites from that. We'll get you at the count with Quantrill and Boz. Jack will jump in for some banter, our Expo question of today at Marlins Radio, and of course, Steve's guarantee to victory. So we really haven't had a chance to speak with Valente Belloso, who thus far has made 5 starts with the Marlins, a 3.27 ERA over 22 innings pitched. Me and Jack and the entire analysts have really talked very highly of Belloso. Feels like every time he has come out and pitched, he's given the Marlins a chance to win. Last year, he was the Marlins' best pitcher in the second half. Of course, there were some guys that came back from injury. Ryan Weathers was one of those individuals that was reactivated off the IL, and it forced the Marlins to make a move. Valente Belloso was probably one of the guys that was in that harbor of maybe going to AAA Jacksonville. It was announced that Belloso was going to go to the bullpen. Anthony Veneziano was optioned rather to AAA Jacksonville. So today I had a chance to catch up with Belloso to talk about the transition to the bullpen, and here was that conversation from this morning.
All right, Valente, well, I don't know if it's a congratulations. I know you want to be a starter, but you're up here with the big league team. Just what was the message to you after last week's start with the move to the bullpen?
Well, first of all, the message was that I have been really good throwing and starting, and it was a bad move if they sent me down. So the only way that I can be here doing the job and helping the team to win is being the bullpen. And everything what I need to be here to prove that I can be a good starter or a good pitcher in the big leagues. And I think, being the bullpen is going to help the team to win more games, maybe not. But the only thing is that I'm going to be giving my 100% because I always do that, and I'm going to feel very good every day that they put me in the mound. Yeah.
Deservingly so, Valente. What did they say what kind of role you're going to be in the bullpen?
I'm going to be like a long reliever, maybe throw the 5th, the 6th to pass to the hard throwers, Tinoco, Vander, Fache, and finish the game. Maybe I'm going to be in that role. Today I'm already active, like in the bullpen now. They give me my rest days because I'm starting Cubs. But yeah, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do in this transition. It's going to be really fun, but I'm going to be the same guy, yeah.
We just talked to your now bullpen coach, Brandon Mann. He was the pitch shaping coach last year, was promoted to bullpen coach. I know you worked primarily with Daniel Moskis, but what's your relationship with Brandon Mann?
Oh, well, really good. Last year, I think he did a really good job giving us a lot of info, a lot of heat maps, a lot of maybe tendencies of the hitters. And I work like that. I study a lot, and I like to be like really, really in the game. And working with him, the bullpen being the issues, being some holes that maybe hitters have, and be prepared for some guys that I'm going to confront that day is going to be really, really cool, yeah.
Did you do a jersey swap? Let me see the jersey. Who did we do a jersey swap with here?
I did a jersey swap with Aranda. We're from Mexico, and we did a trade jersey, and it's really cool. I think every time that I see Mexicans playing and a lot of guys that I know, it's really happy for me, and it's always a respect for everybody. And I think maybe we're going to be teammates in World Baseball Classic. I hope so.
That's awesome. I'm so prideful. I know you are, Valente. Thank you very much for the time.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, awesome stuff right there with Valente Belloso, who, again, has made 5 starts for the Marlins, a 3.27 ERA. He really forced the Marlins' hands. I mean, Valente Belloso, it felt like every 5th day or whenever he did get the chance to pitch for the Marlins, he just throws a bunch of different spots in a bunch of different spots. Jack McMullen said that in spring training, and it holds true. It's nothing crazy. It's not 95. It's about 89, 90, 91 miles per hour, but he's a throwback pitcher, and he's definitely worthy of someone that's up here at the big league level. They found a spot for him in the bullpen, and we know how baseball goes, right? I mean, you got to have length, you got to have depth, and for the Marlins, if there is any starter, hopefully not, that goes down, I mean, Valente Belloso will fill that role, I think, admirably. But all in all, really happy for Belloso, who has deserved a spot here on this roster and will stay up here with the Miami Marlins. We will talk to his bullpen coach next. Brandon Mann was made available to the media. This is a Marlins team that has thrown 180 innings out of the bullpen. That's second in all of baseball. We will hear Brandon Mann next as we get you ready for the rubber match. It's the Marlins. It's the Rays right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
Marlins in front. And here it is. That's taken down low. It's ball 4. And Ramirez Well, he stopped there for a moment. He will go to first. It's a bases-loaded walk. Here's Montgomery's pitch. Ground ball hit up the middle. It's going to get through, base hit. Sanchez rounding third, gets the green light. He will score easily. Going over to third is Ramirez. And RBI, the throw gets over the shortstop's head. And the Marlins will take advantage as Stowers scampers into second base. Pitch. Line drive center field. Will it drop? Coming in hard. Meisner can't get it. Drops for a hit. 1 run will score. They will hold up Stowers, but it's an RBI hit for Wagaman. May have been a broken bat. It was off the end of the bat. Marlins will take it. They regain a 3-run lead. 6th. Line to left field. Moving over is Simpson toward the corner. Sliding catch is made. It will be a sacrifice fly as Stowers will score. Pretty good catch out there by Simpson, but the Marlins get another run, and they lead now 8-4. Marlins looking for more in a big inning. Ground ball up the middle, grabbed on the backhand, and over to the base is Lau. Marlins thought they got in there, and he's in there. Derek Hill with that big speed.
So we'll get into the baseball, but we want to get to know Augustine, the person. We want to know about your childhood in Dominican Republic. How would you describe to us what it was like growing up?
Nada, un niño que nació en Dominicana, lo que nos enseñan allá, ¿sabes? Ese amor por la pelota desde pequeño, jugando en los field y eso, y después entonces pasar profesional, algo increíble.
Yeah, just like any other Dominican kid, right? Just growing.
Listen to your Marlins on the go. Download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 your top preset to listen to every Marlins game this season. This is Marlins on Deck. Welcome in on a Sunday afternoon. Steven Strom, host of the program here. Jack McMullen will join me in the next segment, but he has your call with Craig Minervini. 88 degrees outside. It's starting to feel like a sticky, humid summer. Thank goodness we have the roof here at beautiful Lone Depot Park. It's air conditioning. I'm wearing short sleeves. I could argue I could use a little pullover here, so I am thankful we're inside for the final game of this Citrus Series, a rubber match where we'll see Cal Quantrill go opposite Shane Baz here at 140. Well, we talked to Valente Belloso, who was moved from the starting rotation to the bullpen after Ryan Weathers was activated. He will now primarily work with Brandon Mann, who is the pitch-shaping coach for the Marlins last year. He was promoted to the bullpen coach this year. He did speak with the media and had a chance to ask Brandon a couple of questions, especially with the usage of this bullpen. 180 innings at second in all of baseball.
We've seen guys go multiple innings in the bullpen. When did that as an organization, when did you guys have that conversation? Why did you feel that was conducive for this year?
You're getting a lot more multiples right now. We have starters that are, coming back from injuries. We have younger starters. And, I think that there's a lot of value personally and organizationally in, leverage. And if there's a high leverage situation, you read the moment. If it's the third time through the lineup, if it's Bender's one of the best right-on-right guys in all of baseball, right? And we've had opportunities where when we have a lefty in the bullpen, it's just more advantageous to have a lefty on a lefty in a big situation when there's maybe two guys on, two outs. Like, you just try to factor in those situations, which is ultimately going to lead to relievers maybe pitching a little bit more and finding opportunities for them to get stretched out a little bit. It provides a lot of value.
And with Belloso, obviously going from a starter to the bullpen, what's some of the messaging? Does anything change with some of the messaging towards him?
I think it's the same messaging. You're going to go out, you're going to compete in the zone early, and you're going to expand in 2K counts. Nothing really changes other than situational, obviously. For him, we had him he wanted to throw a touch field during the game the other day just to see how quickly he can get ready. He's very routine oriented, and he wants to understand the dynamic of being out there, which is fantastic. And I think, as long as if he stays in this role, I think he's going to blossom at it. And I think you might even see the stuff uptick a little bit. He's got fantastic shapes, and if you can tap into it even a little bit more, it just, it makes those shapes much harder to hit.
Brandon Mann, Marlins bullpen coach, on some of the decisions that went into, and we've seen it multiple times. There's only one Marlin in that bullpen that has not gone more than an inning, and that is Calvin Fauché. We saw Tyler Phillips. We've seen Ronnie Enriquez, Lake Bacher, Anthony Bender, Jesus Tinoco, Cade Gibson, who was awesome yesterday. Point is, the Marlins are doing things differently, and we talked about the factors with Brandon Mann, guys that are coming off of injury like Sandy Alcantara, younger pitchers, obviously in the rotation, Max Meyer, Ryan Weathers, and those guys are probably in the position where they're going 5-6 innings. But all in all, the Marlins have implemented this into spring training where they wanted to have their bullpen guys come out and go multiple innings. They have done that thus far, and they have had rock stars out there. Ronnie Enriquez, he was really the main talking point for Brandon Mann, who came from Minnesota, DFA'd. Marlins snatched him off of waivers, and he has turned into a big-time piece to that bullpen. Anthony Bender, he's made strides as well. Jesus Tinoco bounced back in Chicago for a save. So the Marlins bullpen has been a bright spot, particularly as of late, and they're going to need them here the entire season so the Marlins can piece together these games because, again, the starters up to this point have not gone deep into games. We talked about the 180 bullpen innings for that pen. That is second in all of Major League Baseball behind the Los Angeles Dodgers, who have thrown 195 and 2/3 innings pitched. We'll keep the discussion going on the pitching staff. We'll talk Shane Baz and Cal Quantrill. Marlins on Deck continues on the Marlins Radio Network.
I can do this. Derek Hill is the first hitter, and Hill smacks one out to left center field and deep. That is back, and it's gone. A couple rows deep into left center field. Derek Hill cuts the deficit by a bit. This ball upstairs. 2-1 pitch. Stowers hits one high in the air out to center field. Crow Armstrong back. Crow Armstrong at the track. He looks up and it's gone. Kyle Stowers got 96 right over the heart of the plate, and he belts his 8th homer of the year. And the Marlins strike first, 1-0 here in the second. Changeup. He throws it about 4% of the time to lefties. 1-2 pitch. That a ground ball over to second. The runner coming home. Horner bobbles it. His only play is to first base. And Javier Sanoja on the fish bailed out by a Gold Glover in Horner dropping the ball. We'll take it. Norby scores from third, and it's an RBI ground out for Sanoja. It's 2-1 fish in the top of the fifth. Got a 4.11 ERA. Next pitch, Norby hammers. That is going a mile. Out to left and deep. It is gone. Connor Norby nearly hunting Waveland. A solo homer to open the 7th, and it's 3-2 fish.
I saw Norby's dad on the field last night when Kelly and I were doing the post.
3-2 to Sanchez. That one a line shot through into left for a base hit. They're going to send the runner from second. Here comes the throw home. It's a little bit late, and Hill is in with a head-first dive. Sanchez pushes to second on the throw, and it's an RBI opposite field single for Jesus. It's 4-2 fish in the 7th.
So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hey, this is Anthony Bender, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
Well, we're off and running on the Marlins Radio Network. This is Marlins on Deck. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, and Craig Minervini. Those two have your call at 1:40. Shane Baz going opposite Cal Quantrill in the rubber match. Marlins took game 1 on Friday. Rays rallied to beat the Marlins and shut them out yesterday 4-0. And here we are. We talked about it in the open. This one is for all the oranges. Citrus series again, Miami Marlins and Tampa Bay Rays. We'll get you ahead of the count. We'll start here with Shane Baz, 25-year-old right-hander from Cypress, Texas. 12th overall pick in the 2017 draft, selected by the Pirates. He was traded to Tampa Bay on August 14th of 2018. Debuted in 21, underwent Tommy John in 2022, missed the entire 23 year. Last year was his first half year, 4-3, a 3 ERA and 14 starts, 79 1/3. This year, 3-2 with a 5.02 ERA and 8 starts, 43 innings pitched. In his last start on Tuesday against Toronto, 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, 6 punch-outs. 4 2/3, gave up home runs to Bo Bichette and Dalton Varsho. He has failed to make it to the 5th inning in his second straight start. So he had a hot couple of starts. He has slowed down these last few, so Shane Baz looking to find his footing. He's made one career start against the Marlins. That was last year, 5 2/3 of shutout ball, 9 punch-outs, 3 hits. Baz will feature a four-seamer, a knuckle curve, a changeup, and a slider. Baz will go opposite Cal Quantrill, 30-year-old right-hander from Canada. He'll make his 9th start of 2025. He's 2-4 with a 7 ERA, 36 innings pitched, but the last 2 starts have been encouraging. He did take the loss on Monday against the Cubs. He allowed 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 walks over 4 1/3. Scoreless first 4 frames. That's kind of been a trend lately, at least with Cal and Sandy. The first few innings have been really solid, but it's just that one inning that gets away from him, putting up a 3 or 4 spot that makes the line look a lot worse than it was. But his last 2 starts for Cal, 9 1/3, 4 runs, 3.56 ERA. He has made 4 starts in his career against Tampa. He's 1-0 with a 2.31 ERA in 23 innings pitched. So Shane Baz will go opposite Cal Quantrill in this rubber match from Lone Depot Park at 1:40. We'll break. We'll get Jack McMullen on. We'll talk about someone that was just activated off the IL and someone that unfortunately is going on the IL. Marlins on Deck continues on the Marlins Radio Network.
In deals. And Stowers hits one high in the air out to left center. That's pushing Suzuki back. He's looking up, and it's gone. Kyle Stowers and Oppo Taco. Field can. 1-2 pitch. Augustine massacres a ball out to left and deep. That thing is gone. Augustine Ramirez cutting through the haze. And the second solo homer for the Fish doubles their lead in the top of the 4th. Homers. Well, they were all solo homers. 0-2 pitch. Stowers hits one deep again down the right field line. You got Tucker looking up, and that one is gone. A multi-homer day for Stowers, and his 3rd multi-homer day on the year. And the homer fest against Tyone continues.
98 was the...
If you had to give us a pie chart of why you feel Sandy hasn't performed to what we think Sandy is, what would the slices look like?
I think the comeback from injury, I don't think it's a detail we can just gloss over. Like, I'm not going to put blame or make excuses, but Sandy was a guy who thrived on execution and command. And coming back from surgery, a significant one like Tommy John, execution and command tend to be the last thing to come back. You return to health, you feel strong, you usually return to your normal velocity, which he has shown he's capable of. Now, it will be hit or miss. Like, some days he's going to have probably 95, 97, and other days he's going to have 98 to 100. And that's another, you have to take inventory each day, each start of what you're going to have on that given day.
Does just that. Learn more today. Don't wait. Get your test at OncoShoreTesting.com or talk to their tremendous staff at 877-24-TEST-NOW. That's 877-24-TEST-NOW.
And the first pitch to Otto. Lopez lifts that one out to left center field. O'Neal Cruz working back. Warning track. Wall. Otto Lopez leaves the yard.
See what I did there? I'm foreshadowing. I'd love to hear that in a couple hours. Otto Lopez returned from the IL. He is in the lineup this afternoon. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen. That's where we'll start here, Jack. The Marlins are going to lose Xavier Edwards, and we'll get to him in a second, but they do regain someone in Otto Lopez who got off to a hot start, was awesome last year, but he's looking to sort of find his footing, and the Marlins need a table setter. He's not going to lead off, but they need him to get on base and get traffic going.
No, and Otto, I think we were penciling him into the 2-hole coming out of spring training, and now we're looking at Otto making his return from that ankle sprain in the 7 spot as the second baseman. But what do you get back in Otto Lopez? You might get back the best defensive second baseman in the National League. And I know that Bryce Terang exists, and there are some other guys, Bryson Stott in Philadelphia, but Otto Lopez is right there. This guy is a Gold Glove caliber infielder. You also get back a guy that I think is getting right now. And he hit a lot during his IL stint. It was funny, like we saw him 5 days after he hit the injured list, and he was taking live at bats, and we were talking to him. He was like, yeah, I feel good. I figure might as well see some pitches. His rehab assignment lasted 1 game.
1 game?
And he laced an RBI double, and they
2
said,
for
you know
4.
what, Otto? You're good, man. Here we go. But Hopefully Otto's bat is back on track, and the glove will absolutely never slump. They're getting a very good second baseman back.
So let me ask you this. I'm going to put you in the manager's chair, Jack. If we see a lefty over the next couple of days and they decide no more Jesus Sanchez in a leadoff spot, who do you turn to? Who do you like in this lineup that can lead off? Can it be an Otto Lopez? Can it be a Sanoja?
It could be. I would think Sanoja before Otto, just because Sanoja is a little bit more bat-to-ball oriented and slap the ball around the ballpark. Otto can hit some balls out of the ballpark. We saw him hit one off the facing of the second deck out to right earlier this year. But Sanoja, the other flip of that coin is Sanoja's walked, 5 times in 101 plate appearances? That's just under a 5% walk rate. So you would like to see your leadoff guy walk a little bit, and Sanchez has been walking a little bit.
He has been. I probably should give him a little bit more credit. He's been decent in that spot. He's just not the traditional get on base and then he can run.
No. And I'm not trying to make this comparison, but neither is Schwarber. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Schwarber's not a traditional guy, but it works for Philly. Why can't Jesus Sanchez, while X is out, work in the leadoff spot for the Miami Marlins? But you bring up a great point. Lefty starter, where do you go? I wouldn't be all that shocked to see a guy like Connor Norby in the leadoff spot, but I think
like that
Sanoja is the good answer.
Okay, on the other side, Cal Quantrill going opposite Shane Baz. I'm excited for this matchup on the mound, but we'll start with yesterday because there wasn't a ton to talk about from a positive when you get shut out, but I can bring up one. There's always one.
Always.
Cade Gibson again, man. Cade Gibson, we talked about this a couple of days ago. Is there a scenario where Cade Gibson moves up the ladder as far as leverage situations go, but he definitely put this team in a pretty good position to win if Cal can give him 4 or 5 strong.
Yeah, I think leverage is a relative term. What do you mean by leverage? Is he throwing the 8th inning? No, I don't think so.
Can he come in a pocket in the 7th with a pocket of lefties?
A pocket of lefties. I think that is the leverage that can happen for Cade Gibson. We saw Anthony Veneziano take on a lot of big names because that was the only left-hander in the bullpen for the Marlins. Cade Gibson now, take a peek, he's the only left-hander in the bullpen for the Miami Marlins. So I do see a world where Cade almost elevates to the point where not only is he handling 3 innings out of the pen, and by the way, through 5 big league appearances, his ERA is under 1.
Dude.
Wow.
Real. He might be real.
But I will say, I think we're at the point now where, hey, we go to Anaheim's a weird one, San Diego, you go and see Jackson Merrill, you need somebody to match up with Jackson Merrill.
Arise Merrill, that kind of thing.
Why can't Cade Gibson be that guy?
Sure, absolutely. Okay, Cal Quantrill, last 2 starts, we were encouraged by it, Jack. 9 1/3, 4 runs, 3.56 ERA. Seems like he's building. What you like would have stood out to you the last 2.
Cutter. The cutter, honestly, is the thing that has jumped out to me with Cal Quantrill. It's the fact that he's using the cutter in place of the 4-seam fastball and the sinker and the splitter a little bit. He's still going to the splitter a lot, but the cutter-splitter combination is, I think, a healthy balance right now as it pertains to Cal Quantrill. So if he is going to that cutter a good bit and the splitter, and he's getting away from the splitter at about 50% usage, we're in a good spot with Cal Quantrill.
Can we show our bobbleheads here? I know for the radio audience you cannot see it, but Celia Cruz. Celia, the queen of salsa, 5-time Grammy Award winner. Make sure if you're out at the ballpark to get this bobblehead. First ever female bobblehead here in the history of the Miami Marlins. Is that correct?
Correct.
Amazing bobblehead. Great job by our design team as we continue to just pump out. It feels like amazing giveaway after amazing giveaway, whether it's the bobblehead, whether it's the jersey. They've all been fantastic, Jack.
Azúcar.
Good stuff. Okay, let's break. I don't know if I want McMullen's man. Maybe. Just maybe I have McMullen's man of the hour. Just
maybe. It's a no. I'll
just
talk
maybe.
To you.
Okay. At Marlins Radio Expo question. Steve's guaranteed a victory, and then maybe a little bit of housekeeping. Stick with us. Back in 2 minutes on the Marlins Radio Network.
I can do this. Derek Hill is the first hitter, and Hill smacks one out to left center field and deep. That is back, and it's gone. A couple rows deep into left center field. Derek Hill cuts the deficit by a bit. This ball upstairs. 2-1 pitch. Stowers hits one high in the air out to center field. Crow Armstrong back. Crow Armstrong at the track. He looks up and it's gone. Kyle Stowers got 96 right over the heart of the plate. And he belts his 8th homer of the year. And the Marlins strike first, 1-0 here in the second. Changeup. He throws it about 4% of the time to lefties. 1-2 pitch. That a ground ball over to second. The runner coming home. Horner bobbles it. His only play is to first base. And Javier Sanoja on the fish bailed out by a Gold Glover in Horner dropping the ball. We'll take it. Norby scores from third, and it's an RBI ground out for Sanoja. It's 2-1 fish in the top of the fifth. Got a 4.11 ERA. Next pitch, Norby hammers. That is going a mile. Out to left and deep. It is gone. Connor Norby nearly hunting Waveland. A solo homer to open the seventh, and it's 3-2 fish.
I saw Norby's dad on the field last night when Kelly and I were doing the post.
3-2 to Sanchez. That one a line shot through into left for a base hit. They're going to send the runner from second. Here comes the throw home. It's a little bit late, and Hill is in with a head-first dive. Sanchez pushes to second on the throw, and it's an RBI opposite field single for Jesus. It's 4-2 fish in the seventh.
Park for you. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475. About 11 minutes away from first pitch before we even proceed. Make sure to download the iHeartRadio app. Make Fox Sports 940 the top preset to listen to every Marlins game. I'm Steven Strom steering you to first pitch. Jack McMullen and Craig Minervini have your call at 1:40. Shane Baz going opposite Cal Quantrill here this afternoon in the rubber match for all of the oranges in this Citrus Series. Let's get to our Expo question at Marlins Radio. Well, Celia Cruz, it's the bobblehead day. How many Grammys did she win? If you listen in the last segment, you should know. Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. It is time for Steve's Guarantees.
Batter up. Batter up.
Let's play some ball.
First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
Ready for this hot take? Well, I like Liam Hicks and I like Kyle Stowers to collect 2+ hits in this game. And here's why. For Shane Baz, you got to get him off the fastball. You got to get him off that knuckle curve. Opponents are hitting 246 against that four seam, 203 against the knuckle curve. Now you work down the way, change up, opponents are hitting 318. Slider, 429. You have to get Baz off that fastball. And I like the lefties in this game because he's going to have to go change up away to guys like Stowers and Hicks. I like them both to collect 2 hits here tonight. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Craig Minervini, he's ready to rock starting lineups in first pitch, is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball is next. This is the Marlins Radio Network.